think I'm live. I think it's not entirely doing what I want. That will work. That'll work. Ooh, there's people joining us on YouTube. Fantastic. Pretty sure there's... Oh, no, I haven't gone live there yet. That's what's going on. Went live in one place and not the other. Sorry, guys. Some days this works exactly like I think it will, and other days it doesn't. Welcome to a Friday edition of Facebook and YouTube Live at 4:15 for my sewing room. My name's Leah. I'm here to, I don't know, do a quick little embroidery today with you guys. We have some fun stuff going on in the background, so I thought I'd share some of that your way today. Not in the background. This is totally for you guys. Anybody who might be interested. First things first, it's the first Friday in March, and there is all sorts of specific March things going on. If you're here for Monday's Facebook Live, I talked about all them. I alliterated everything. There was mysteries and March and oh, there's a lot of M's. It was good. But that's not what we're doing today. We're doing other things. We're doing embroidery today. So a couple things coming up right away here in store that you may be interested in. Bernina is having a presser foot sale. So Bernina presser feet in stock are 25% off. If you're like me and you love a good tool, that might interest you. Presser feet are always fun to add to your collection if you have a job for them to do. So that's coming up, or ongoing until the end of the month. There's too many things. There's all these notifications on Facebook all the time. They need to go away. Matching. Yes, matching. We were playing matchmaking. That's the other thing we talked about on Monday was matchmaking. So we have a whole bunch of gently pre-loved trade-in machines right now that would like forever homes. Those trade-in videos should start coming up next week, I hope. Hopefully. I know there was a little bit of work to get them up and running, but not a whole lot, so we'll see those shortly. We have presser feet on sale. There is, well, if you missed it yesterday and you're an embroidery person, that's mostly what I'm talking about today. OESD, which is a fantastic embroidery company that makes embroidery designs. They have stabilizers, they have thread, they have all the great tools you'll need to make embroidery happen with your embroidery machine. They had like a live session yesterday, and there's a coupon code attached to that live session. So if you scroll back in both our Facebook and YouTube, I believe there's links to go find their event. You can watch the event. It was recorded. It's about an hour and a half. They had a ton of information on specialty stabilizers. They also had some stabilizer bundles that we can get you here in Canada. They don't ship across the border. So if you're here in Canada and watching those fabulous events out of the US and sad you can't play along, we're here for you. We're here for you. Highly recommend doing that. Coming up in the next couple weeks, we have a whole ton of education coming your way. We talk about this every day because every day we have different people watching us live or watching us on recording, and we just want you to all have all the great information. So next week we have an OESD class called In the Hoop Pocket Peepers. We're actually making a pocket with our embroidery machine and then attaching that pocket and embellishing around it with embroidery, also completely with the embroidery machine. So if pockets seem daunting and you're afraid that maybe you can't add a pocket onto an apron, class is just $25 and you'll get the files you need for class. There's a small supply list of stabilizers you'll need, but then you'll have all the tools to go on and make more fabulous pockets. The class comes with one design, and there is more designs included in the accompanying CD. I believe at the moment somebody picked up the last one in store. So if that's a USB or CD of designs that you want, we can hook you up. We can order it in if we need to. No worries there. It might take us a week or two, but we can make that happen for you. So that's on Wednesday next week. Thursday next week, we have our second part of, I'm going to slip out of frame for just a second and grab our sample that we're partway through. Yesterday we had our second month's first class in the Brother Cottage Getaway series. And this month we're learning all about making your own embroidery files and digitizing using PE Design 11 software. And our students learned how to take essentially clip art images and make all these quilt blocks yesterday. So they have a little bit of homework to do for next week. And the class was recorded, so anybody who wasn't there to play along live will be able to catch up and pop in and keep up for next week. And we'll finish assembling all of this next week. So there's kits available with the burlap and the muslin. Really a straightforward project, but really neat to see what embroidery software could do for you. So if you've ever wondered that, I'd highly recommend signing up for that class, watching through the video. If you think that embroidery software would be something that might be really helpful in your embroidery journey, we can have a chat. We carry more than one brand of embroidery software, and they both do things a little bit differently. So one might be a better fit for your needs than the other. And right along that vein, we have a Bernina software class end of next week. We'll be discussing digitizing for applique using Bernina V8 software. So again, you can sign up for class, just sign up for the one, watch what it's all about. Sign up, get the whole package. We've got lots of recorded software classes available, so you can catch back up with all the things we've covered over the last year and a half. Both classes are really fun. Coming up the week after that, we have No Place Like Home, which is a Kimberbell event. It is sold out. So if you guys are seeing us for the first time and thinking, oh, I'd love to do a Kimberbell event with them, you can't wait to sign up for these events. They do sell out. There is a finite number of kits in transit to us. We can't magically make more space. Events are the one place where that's true. Pretty much everything else we've recorded. You can sign up months after we ran the class live the first time and still get all the great information into your hands. And you can watch it in the little bits and chunks that you have in your week. So we're working on making that all lots easier on the web store for you guys to get those on-demand classes from us. Coming up after that, March 23rd, we have a Serger Sampler class. Serger Sampler Scarf class. Lots of alliteration today. Being taught by Adrienne Gallagher from Bernina, Canada. She'll be zooming into us, so you can join us here in store if you're a relatively new Serger user and you're nervous. You can join us here in store or join us virtually from home. But there is kits in transit, more kits in transit towards us for anybody who wants to sign up. The kit is included in the cost of your class. So just $75, 3 hours, and you'll have a scarf made with woven fabric and knit fabric and a whole bunch of different stitches, which will be really fun. I'm super excited about that. And Adrienne's a fantastic teacher, so we're pleased to have her back for another round of classes. She's got 2 free motion quilting classes coming up, one in April, one in May. I don't believe those have quite hit the calendar yet. We just need some photos to get them up there so you know what you're making. Coming up end of the month, I believe it's, I'm not going to quote dates. I had this written down and I lost my piece of paper. It was right about there until I moved it. Coming up end of the month and the last Saturday of the month and first Saturday of April, we have a bag making class. We'll have the Maui Glam Bag class running, again, virtually or in person, whichever one you would prefer. And the Maui Glam Bag, it's a generous size, like, toiletry bag. We had a good chat on Tuesday about what we're all going to put in our toiletry bags. I'm going to carry dry socks for those days where I decide to bike in the snow or the rain. One of our other girls is going to put dog treats in hers. Another one's going to carry her makeup. So wide variety of things you can carry in that size of bag. You'll learn zippers and pockets and all sorts of good stuff in that class. So those are all coming up for you shortly. Lots going on. I am gonna pop cameras around here, and let's talk about what we're doing this month. I don't have signage in front of me. Today, what I'm doing for you guys is I'm going to give you a demo of embroidering the Sweet Treat design that's available from us through the month of March. It's 2 designs in 2 sizes from OESD. And if you want to get your hands on them, they're super adorable. They're going to be fast to stitch out, lovely for gift giving. If you want to get your hands on them, all you need to do is pick an OESD or Scissor Tail Stitches design collection. You can add it to your cart online. We're working on making this a smooth process. We need a little more work on our end. But you can pick any OESD design, any Scissor Tail Stitches design we have in the building, buy the physical copy, and then you get the free design for the month. These 2 designs that I'm going to do today are only available for the month of March, and then they'll be locked up tight in a vault. So this is how you play along. Buy a CD, get the free designs. New designs every month. So plan your CD purchases or USB purchases accordingly. Oh, Loanne, excellent question. I should talk about that. I will come back to that. Yes, no, we'll go to that right now. I think, let me make everything really big here for a moment so that's all you guys see. Patch abilities. Let's talk patch abilities. I have a little more information. Patch abilities is a lovely pattern making company. You search patch abilities on our website. You spell it right with all the letters you need, which I abandoned my glasses somewhere in the building some time ago, and I don't know where they are. So patch abilities, just to give you we'll just give you a little taste of some of the things I've done in previous years. Patch abilities has a monthly mystery pattern of the month. Super excited. It's starting super soon. As soon as we have the information in our hands, it will be, we'll start getting information out to you guys. But what patch abilities are, they're tiny little wall hangings. All the designs this year are 6 inches by 20 inches. So kind of a wall hanging that you can swap out seasonally through the year, month by month. These are very quick and easy to sew projects. So if you want to try your hand at applique, totally recommend this program. The designs are adorable. And then some of the things that Patch Abilities does month by month to make their projects even more fantastic than they already are, they make these specialty metal hangers. So some of those are there's some new ones of those coming. They also have specialty buttons, which I don't know if we'll see those in the first little hint of designs through here. Like on this snowman, Patch Abilities snowman, there's a little special carrot button for the nose, super cute. The buttons will coordinate with the patterns that need them. So mystery pattern of the month, what this is going to look like for you. You have 3 ways of signing up month by month. We're just finalizing how the subscription service will work on our website, so hang tight. If you're interested, you can give us a call and put your name on the wait list. As soon as this is completely ready to go live, we'll let you know. So your first option every month is just $15 a month, and with this you'll receive a digital copy of this pattern every month. If you decide to go for the printed pattern and accessories, that will get you a printed paper pattern in your hand, along with whatever accessory might be included that month, whether that's the buttons or the hangers. For the printed pattern and accessories every month, it's $33.99 per month. And then if you don't like picking your own fabrics for all these fabulous little things, and you want our fabulous Dawn's input on what colors and fabrics go together to make this project just absolutely pop. Then you can get the printed pattern, the accessories, whether that's hangers or buttons, and a fabric kit every month. Yeah, they're a mystery. If you're not up for mysteries, you might want to buy last year's that are now available. But yeah, there's mystery patterns of the month, and whether you live nearby and you want all the goodies, or you live far away and you want all the goodies, we can make that all happen for you. So very excited about this. So it's starting March 2022, which is this month, shortly, and it'll run for 12 months. So that's how long your subscription will be for. If Patchabilities does another mystery pattern of the month in 2023, we'll let you know. But that's a year away, and none of us can plan that far ahead in our lives. So yeah, that's super fun thing coming up there. If, speaking of kind of ongoing collect all the goodies things, if you like getting all of something from a designer you love, we also have a program from OESD. Oh dear. It was up a while ago. Spree. Oops, I might have taken the wrong product off when we were fixing something a few minutes ago. We won't talk about that today. We were fixing the category. Looks like we fixed ourselves right out of the thing we needed. So anyway, yeah, mystery Patchabilities of the month. Why? Nope, we're not looking at that today. We must have been too ambitious cleaning up the category a few minutes ago. These things have been known to happen around here. So let's go back to the Facebook. See if there's any more comments. No, we're good. Okay, so I have to catch back up with where my head was going. So we talked about mystery pattern of the month from Patchabilities. There's also a digital spree from OESD. We'll talk about that another day when it's back up online. Okay, so for today, backtrack to free sweet treat design from OESD. If you want to get your hands on this, I'm going to show you how to make it today, so it's not very intimidating. We're going to be making a card today, embroidering on a card. This is one of my favorite things to do. I will completely admit that I embroider a ton of cards at work and then have really great intentions of mailing cards out every year. And nobody has received Christmas cards from me for 2 years. So, I don't know. Maybe that'll happen this spring. They'll get, like, spring cards from me. So now there's some spring cards that I can get my hands on. The designs today are super adorable. There's 2 of them. One is a little thank you card with a beautiful little floral on it. I'm going to be stitching the other one, which is a lucky card for St. Patrick's Day. So if you want to get your hands on the 2 designs that are available under the Sweet Treat program, you'll need to buy an OESD or Scissor Tail Stitches design, either here in the store or on our web store. We're not fussy. Pick anyone that would make you happy, but there is other ones that are specifically for cards. So you could make all the cards and be a much more organized person than I am. If you are making cards using OESD designs, there's 2 sizes of greeting cards from OESD. These are called card blanks. So these come with a card and an envelope. And the one size is like 4.5 by 6 1/4. And the other size is 5 1/8 by 7 inches. A little bit different size. Both might work for you. Maybe you need both. If you want to see some really funky ways of making these even better, last month's OESD Stitch Party class, we talked about cards. It was lots of fun. Everybody learned a new technique. So you can go sign up for that one. It was recorded. And yeah, that's what we're doing. I'm going to fire this up, switch cameras around so I can show you guys how to hoop to make a card, and then we'll stitch out the design. If you have more questions, throw them in the comments. Cards are awesome. They're super easy. They look intimidating, but they're a big wow factor. If you love giving handmade gifts, why not start doing handmade cards with them as well? Make them as personalized as you can. The stabilizer I am starting with today. I think that's where I want that. What I like to use for cards is Stable Stick Cutaway. There's also a Stable Stick Tearaway that OESD recommends. Mostly how I feel on cards is that both will work. However, a tearaway stabilizer and a paper that perforates isn't going to give you the biggest, strongest success possible. Using a cutaway stabilizer with your cards, I find you way less risky. If things do pull a little tight and you tear your card, you still have structure in behind it with the cutaway stabilizer. Price point wise, they're very similar. So whether you're doing Stable Stick Cutaway or Tearaway, whichever way works best for you, price point isn't that different between the two stabilizers. So I like Stable Stick Cutaway because I'm less likely to have to throw that card out if things go sideways while I embroider. The stabilizer needs to be cut roughly an inch bigger all the way around, bigger than your hoop. And Stable Stick is a 2-layer stabilizer. So what you need to be watching for is making sure that the shiny side, which is the kind of paper backing or paper fronting on the stabilizer. Camera's in the wrong place today. That 2 layers, you're going to peel off the super shiny layer and leave the sticky layer in behind facing upward in your hoop. Stable Stick is trickier to hoop, so if you own a machine that can take a magnetic hoop, that would be easier to work with. You're also able to completely peel this before you hoop it if you have a really hard time hooping. Today I'm going to be stitching on a Brother NS1150 embroidery machine, which is the most entry-level machine I have that will fit these 5x7 hoops and your cards. So this is the machine I would go to if you know you want to stitch cards and you already have a sewing machine that's working great. This would be a good starting point on your machine journey, because it's not too much machine. You might find the 5x7 hoop is a little bit limiting as you get going on your embroidery journey, but this would be a good place to start if all you want to do is make cards. So what we're going to do is take the inner hoop and put it on top of our stabilizer, and pick it up and put it in our outer hoop. You need to be hooping on a flat table. Don't hoop in the air, you'll distort everything. And then once that stabilizer and your inner hoop are in, we'll be tightening that screw. Stable Stick does like to jump out of the hoop, so it does need to be tight enough. I can't actually do that with it all the way in the middle of the table where you guys can see it. So once it's in the hoop, nice and secure, we need to take the paper off the inner hoop so that our card can stick down in place. So what I've got here is just a stiletto. You can use a pin. You just need something to score the paper so that you can lift the paper out of the hoop. This is my favorite part of Stable Stick, is peeling this out. It's very satisfying. I love the sound that it makes. And then all of that extra paper bit It's just there to keep the sticky from getting covered in cat hair while you work at home. And that's essentially all we need to do to prep this. And we're ready to go over to our machine. So on board the machine, I've already transferred my design. It is on a USB stick. And I'm going to be making this design today. It's the bigger of the two. And right on screen, you can see how big the design is. This is 177 millimeters by 127 millimeters. The hoop I'm using, more accurately in millimeters, a 5x7 hoop is usually actually 180 by 130 millimeters. So this will fit in the 5x7 hoop that I've picked. If you're using a Brother embroidery machine, the machine will not open a file that is too big for the hoops that it has available for it. So that's the easiest way to see if your design is going to fit in your machine. But it's better to know ahead of time before investing in designs that you do have a big enough hoop for your machine. If you don't, like I said, we have some trade-ins available. Some of them have bigger hoops. Maybe that would make you super happy at home, is moving up into a machine with bigger hoops. So all we need to do to set up for stitching with cards is load the design on screen. We don't need to move it around. There's very little space to move this around on this machine, so I'm just going to leave it where it is. And this says Lucky along the side there. So this card will be opening. Let's go back to this camera for just a moment. This card will be sitting this direction and opening this way. So just keep that in mind here for a moment as we get ready to get it into the hoop. So no need to edit and move the design around. We just have to hit end edit. You don't need to move it again. We'll just go to the embroidery screen. And this is a very, very simple design. If you're looking here on screen, we have a total of 5 minutes of embroidery to do. There's 3 color steps. Our first stitching line is a placement line for our card. Our next step is the green fill on our clover leaf. And the last is essentially our outlining and detailing with the word Lucky all the way across it. Super straightforward and easy. Right now I have the wrong color of thread in the machine, so I'm just going to retthread with the first color that I'll actually see on the outside of my card. So you'll note on screen there is a color break where it shows a 5912 as the OESD color we're using, and it shows it in 2 places. So it is going to stop and let us put the card in between. If this was all one step, we'd have to know where the card was going ahead of time. So having it broken up like this is lovely, but I don't really need my outline a different color than the card will actually be at the end. So I'm going to put my green thread in. When you thread any machine, you want to make sure that your presser foot is up, and that will allow your tension disc to be open. Embroidery is much more successful if your thread has tension. When you get to the point of using your needle threader, you can lower the foot at that point. Sometimes it gives you a little more space. Needle threaded. Fantastic. And I am ready to bring my hoop in, slide it under the presser foot, hoop, connect it to the embroidery arm, and I just have embroidery bobbin thread in white on the back. You could switch your bobbin thread to match your upper thread in this case, but it's really not entirely necessary. There's ways of covering the insides of your cards so you don't see any of the stitching, but this is such minimal stitching that I'm actually just going to leave it alone. And it'll be lovely enough as is. So I'm going to lower my presser foot and hit go. You never want to have your fingers in a moving hoop. Never want to stitch through your finger. Cutaway stabilizer is nice and sturdy with that knot in the corner. It's just going to move to our next start point, but we need a card in here to actually stitch on, so I'm going to raise the presser foot and remove the hoop from the machine. I'll pop back to the other camera for a moment. So on screen, what we're going to be looking at is my word lucky down across here. This is how my hoop connects onto my machine. And so if I want my card to open the right way, I need to make sure that I'm going to stitch on the outside of my card and it opens like I think it will when I have it open. So this is the super high-tech part here. We're going to use sticky stabilizer to hold our paper in the hoop. So complicated. And it gave us a placement line. So all we have to do is essentially color inside the lines with paper and just stick that paper down right flat in the hoop. Give it a nice little push so it sticks. And we'll go back to the embroidery machine. Slide this back on. Reattach the hoop. And then we're on to step 2. So step 2 in our machine steps here is just my green fill. With cards, you'll find the fill is very loose. It's not usually a very dense stitch out. Otherwise, we'd just pop paper right out of itself if we put too many holes in it. Last little patch of green. When it's all done doing the green, I'm going to trim the thread at the spool and re-thread. We'll have to lift the presser foot. I pay you to sew. Nope. You pay me to embroider.
Better.
So much more fun. Magic.
Do you have a raging audience today?
I definitely have an audience. I don't think it's raging. We're almost done the cards, so.
I want to see. Ooh, cute.
Yeah, it's super cute. So, on to the last color. Is it Friday already? Yes, that did happen.
Yeah, Denise. Checking to see if you're doing it my way.
Oh, yeah. I learned from the best. And joined me. We'll finish watching the Embroidery channel. It's super cute.
Is it?
It's like a sketchy.
It's offset.
Yeah.
Use some of those new not sticky needles.
Should have. Find your machine is gumming up when you're using the stable stick cutaway. There's non-stick embroidery needles. They're great.
Right? Hey, Denise. Hey, Ann. Ann with an E. And Karen. Now we're playing Romper Room.
Yep.
That's cool.
It's cute. The other one's cute too.
Where's it?
I don't have it made.
What? Hey.
For Anne. Yeah. That's if you want to see when this was made, you'll have to watch City TV one of these days. The shot of making that might have made it in that other thing.
It's pretty.
Yeah. So just like that, our card's all done.
I want to see. I want to see. I want to see.
Patience. I know, right?
I can fool around with this.
So I'm just gonna move this camera so that I can see what I'm doing. There's a couple tiny little jump stitches here that I'm gonna trim out.
Did you tell ON you cannot tell her about it? It's a mystery.
Well, I told her how much it was, and
And
that they were
there's-
6 by 10.
There's 3 versions.
There's 3 versions. That's all I said. The rest is a mystery.
Should be on the web. Should
It
be in
is.
this week's e-news too.
We looked on the web.
What?
Yeah, we went and read the description as a group. And I looked for something else, and then it looks like I accidentally cleared it earlier today off the web. So, oops.
That's adorable.
Yeah, so once the
Perfect timing.
yeah,
Because when was the last time you got anything in the mail?
I just get bills.
I'd love a lucky card.
I might know your address.
Can you send me a card
Good.
with an A inside?
Okay.
I love the floral alphabets.
So once that's out of there,
Yay! Wow, does it ever look neon green?
yeah, it looks
on our...
super green.
Well, your hair looks almost on fire in there.
I know. Color. It's not quite that big. So from here, we can trim this out. I'm on the wrong camera. Do you want to trim it over in front of that camera?
Oh,
I have the phone camera up.
up there.
Yeah. That's how I was trimming her. Well, that's how I was hooping.
I can get out of your way and let you continue your journey.
Well, no, we could
Well,
hang
now
it
that
together.
I'm here, I could work. Well, I like to pull it back
Crease it.
just to get it there, because then I can go in with the curvy scissors.
Yeah, so much
I'm
easier.
going to start over here, not way over there. But then,
We're going to trim out that placement line.
and you can get a pretty straight line if you're the kind of girl or gentleman. Where's Neil? Why is Neil not here? I'm here.
Maybe he's there. He's just lurking.
I have a new manicure. I feel so unappreciated.
Well, no, nobody was watching for your nails. You've been hiding from us.
And there's a stitch right here, so you can't go quite as far back as the other one.
Yeah.
Without losing the trim there. But that way you can work against the card.
So much easier.
Right?
So much
And
easier.
then just support the paper when you roll that back so you don't crease your card.
That's a pretty tidy back when it's just 2 colors and loose fill. It's not.
Yeah. Well, you could do this on half a card
And stick it on to
and
another
then
card.
glue this part onto another card.
Yeah.
If you really hate it. Hi, honey.
Really dog would like to go home.
What?
We're still live.
He just missed me.
This store dog likes to go home at 4.
Because his dinner's at 5, whether you're ready or not. Do you have keys? Okay. I'll be there momentarily. I'm paying Leah to do Facebook, but apparently I'm doing the work.
You moved into the camera spot.
I know. And I love cards.
Cards are fun. That was the general consensus of everybody who stitched cards
Right?
in here already. You get to do the ta-da.
I'm taking all the credit.
Yeah,
for the
take all
whole
the
thing.
credit. That's fine.
There we go. Ta-da!
Oh, that's
there.
upside down.
Upside down. Oh, is it this? The orientation is my way.
Yes.
Cool.
And I got the phone
Sweet.
camera set up right today. It was backwards last time. It was awful.
There you go.
Thank you. So,
Glad I could assist.
yeah. Hey, do you want to drop any hints at the end of this video on things coming up?
Oh, like what?
Furfa.
FERPA. It's not really a hint. I've been hinting for weeks.
Yeah.
Months, maybe even.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this month we're going to start a fundraiser for the Feline Rescue Foundation Alberta. Remember 2 years ago, I adopted a cat, which interestingly came as a pair. And then this weekend, they went, and now there's 3 of them. Anyway, Feline Rescue Foundation Alberta is near and dear to my heart because they have some of the sweetest little rescues that need adopting, and we've adopted them, but they're, kind of like the little rescue that could. They don't have a super big multimedia marketing campaign happening, and like all charitable things need help. So we've got a really fun fundraiser. So for people who love cats, I invite you to play along. If you'd love a cat but don't have one, you can still play along. And even if you like dogs, play along with the cats, and I'll do something for the dog people right after. But it will include a demo, a class, product. You could buy that. If you buy the product from me, I'm going to make a cash donation. So if you'd like to see me empty my pockets, get in. And then there's something in it for the people who go one step further and then make a direct donation to FERPA to help them ongoing with the needs that they have. And it's cute, hey?
It's really cute. Yeah.
It's fun, and there's a couple things to learn there.
It's a really nice technique to work with.
It's foundation piecing. So if you've been wondering about foundation piecing, this is a thing.
Yeah.
It's a fun thing to do.
It's a quilt as you go thing. It's straightforward enough sewing. I'm going to throw it at my kids.
Right? Yeah, because so I was making my sample and I called Leah and I said, yep, the kids could do it. Eli's gonna love this.
Yeah, both my kids love their cats. There's no sign up list just yet. When we have we have all our cats in a row,
Thanks,
we're
Judy.
trying to herd the cats.
Thanks, Judy. I'm glad you're all in. Yeah, it's gonna be fun, and it supports a great cause, doing great work. Who have minimal budget and just could use that. And if you think you might need a cat in your life, we're gonna spotlight some kitties for adoption, and we think we're gonna wrap the entire thing up with an adoption event here. So if you need a meet and greet with a feline friend, Perfa's agreed to bring some of the adoptables here, so you don't have to go duke it out at a rescue or at a pet store that has adoptions or whatever.
Yeah.
But and we'll do it in a way that's less traumatic for the animals involved. And Furfa's super excited, not as excited as me, I'm sure of it. And yeah, I'll bring you some stories. Some of you during the pandemic, we used to have the Daily Purr by Mouse. Well, fancies himself a star, and he won't work for the money I used to pay him, so he doesn't get his Daily Purr anymore. But yeah, Judy, you're in. You're already in. I have it in writing.
Yeah. Yep, and I'm in. Yeah.
So you'll learn something. You can sew something. Oh yeah, Judy. So all three of my cats are black and white, so it just looks like black and white cats exploded in my house and landed. And now what turned was, like I said, the one cat's now 3.
Yeah.
And the 2 before are boys. So the third one's a girl. Her name is Giselle, which is, I find very difficult to call a cat.
You need something simple like Jed.
I'm calling her Ellie.
Ellie. Oh, that's cute.
Like Giselle, but Ellie.
Nice.
I wanted to call her Bella, but my sister-in-law has a cat. They have named Bella. But Ellie, we've been calling her Ellie. It's hilarious.
So Ellie and Eddie.
Ellie and Eddie are probably brother and sister. If Mouse isn't a brother, he's at least a cousin. So
Yeah.
they're ridiculous. Well, and they're
You've had them for 2 years.
so they're at least 2 years old.
They were full grown when you got them.
Yeah, not kittens. They
Yeah.
were feral.
Yeah.
So they were a rescue from a property where there was a ton of feral cats. And I got more history the other day from Dawn, who's the founder of FERFA. They were about 3 months old when they were taken in by FERFA. And they're the loveliest
Yeah.
cats.
They're
So-
sweet.
So neither Eddie or Mouse has ever hissed. So we were laughing that, Ellie, when she's fully integrated into the house, will probably take over the house. Yeah, she hissed at Michael because when he went in there into her space to change the food,
Yeah.
which is good because the first 2 days she was a little shut down, a little freaked out by her new surroundings.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a good sign when she's hiss at the biggest guy in the house.
Nice. That's great.
So she's a toughie. So she's definitely 3 years old. They're all 3.
Yeah.
They all came from the same rescue situation.
Nice.
Yeah.
The black and white kitty explosion.
Yeah. Yeah, and she's really wide. I'm not sure why she's so big. But Mouse is was the biggest.
Yeah.
Tallest, widest,
Yeah.
solid. Eddie was a little more frail. He's had a lot of tummy issues. And now we have Ellie. And Ellie apparently is quite short and wide. But because she's hunkered in her little kennel, she's not really been out and about. But I saw her the other day, and she kind of looks like she's crouching. She's so short, but she's round. Oh, tabby calicos are cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have a giant black and white cat.
And her cat looks like they took a black cat and a white cat with long fur. The white's the long, right?
the white fur's long.
And then sewed a patchwork cat together because the black fur is short and the white fur is longer. He's hilarious looking.
Yeah, and he's so floofy. He's a big cat.
His tail looks like a big old ostrich feather.
Yeah.
And my cats have pointy little tails.
Yeah.
Mouse has got the pointiest little tail.
Yeah. They're cute.
Yeah, so if you hate cats, I'm sorry. Bear with us till I feel like we've raised enough money for FERFA, and then we'll move on to dogs, which of course we do have dogs. You heard the whining. He wants to go home now.
Yes.
It's past supper time.
Oh, and my dog won't eat unless I'm home, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Max is a bit like that.
yeah. They like their people. So anyway,
We can say happy Friday.
happy Friday.
Lucky Friday.
Yeah.
Free designs if
Oh,
you're
I-
buying designs.
I didn't mention, we have a green and gold challenge for our viewers challenge this month.
Oh, yep.
This is green. It's moments away from being gold with some gold thread for that lucky stripe. That
Yeah.
could work into our green and gold challenge.
Yeah.
Because we're not fussy.
I have a lovely gold paint pen at home.
You should take that and draw. I have dreadful writing.
I would just embellish my card.
Well, that would be fun too.
Add a little gold in the green there. Be fun.
Sign it with gold. There's options.
We'll gild it.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for joining us. Be safe.
I'm glad I got here in time.
I know.
Yeah. Have a great weekend, you guys, and we'll. I think Sandy won. If you've been watching Sandy has an intro for the Furfa thing next Wednesday.
Like the official launch.
Do you think she's gonna dress like a cat?
I wouldn't put it past her. You should show up on Wednesday for Facebook Live and find out.
Yeah, because Monday and Tuesday we're totally gonna tease you about the things, but Wednesday Sandy wants to make an announcement,
Yeah.
and it has to do with fur.
I'm so excited.
We'll see what she wears.
Yep.
We should start a betting pool.
We shouldn't bet at work.
All right, gambling. No gambling.
No gambling at work.
But I bet you she wears fur or ears or a tail.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Ears.
It's a high likelihood.
Ears.
Okay.
My vote's ears.